welcome to my channel. My name is Ali. In today's video, we're going to talk about the Morphe brushes collaboration with YouTuber LauraLee. As for Morphe brushes as a company, there's been a lot of drama surrounding the company, a lot of speculation that they private label all of their products from a company called Crown Brushes. I don't know who's telling the truth, but the truth will be in the pudding, meaning these brushes. That's right, we're gonna go ahead and just hop onto the video before I ramble anymore. So the collaboration between Morphe and LauraLee, I believe retails for $54. I think that's how much it cost me with shipping. I did use her code. I do believe that her initial code was for 15% off, which is 5 more than the 10% that her code will typically get you. Now, I do want to start off by saying that I didn't realize that I had gotten these brushes in the mail. I looked at the label to see where the package was coming from, and it doesn't say Morphe, it says returns department. I was really confused as to what was in here. When I flipped over the package, I realized that it said Morphe underneath, and then I remembered, oh yeah, I ordered Morphe brushes. I think they could have definitely dropped a couple more dollars to make this a nicer parcel to send out the collab in. I kind of expected like a box, like the majority of subscription services will spend that extra coin to send you your package in a cute little box. So we're gonna go ahead and open this. I hadn't opened it prior to now. I get a packing slip that has my personal contact information, order number, the item I ordered. The unit price for this set of brushes is $54. I did use her discount code and it knocked it down to $48.60, but with shipping it came to a total of $54.55. I would say shipping took nearly 2 weeks or so. I'm located in the state of North Carolina, and this did ship out to me from Ohio, according to this. So I'm assuming that Morphe has different warehouses around the country, and that's why it went there, or they have some sort of consolidation center, because as far as I know, Morphe's located in California. So I'm not sure. That could explain some of the packaging there. Actually, what's the address on here? Yeah, Morphe, Cincinnati, Ohio. So I don't know. Now it just says Morphe. They dropped the Morphe brushes part, so that's something to note. Now I'm here with a bare face because I do want to give these brushes a try here on camera so you can see how they work. And pardon me, I just washed my face and moisturized, so I'm a little dewy. So yeah. Let's see, this came in a plastic bag like this. It's just for protection, I'm assuming. And this is what the actual kit looks like. The back just has some information about LauraLee. It has the numbers and names of the brushes. These are made in China and they are distributed by Morphe in Burbank, California. This is an 11 brush set. It says LauraLee's 11 Ride or Die brushes, and it's signed by Laura, and it says Morphe. Let's take off that sleeve. The packaging looks like this. I couldn't help but notice when I was snooping around the Morphe site, dare I say it's not the same bag that they have with other collections of brushes or for purchase on individual sale. But I did notice that on the website that they did have this with other brushes. All of the brushes are individually packed in plastic wrap. These are all brushes that Morphe was already carrying. She kind of picked out her favorite brushes that she thought would be essential to create a complete makeup look and put them together in a collection. Okay, you guys, so I did count the brushes. There is in fact 11. I do have a complete kit. This is supposed to have foundation brushes, blush brushes, sculpting blushes, sculpting brushes. Just so you know, I did want to be fair and give these brushes a fair shot, so I went ahead and picked out foundation, blush, face powders, etc. items that I know are going to work, whether I use a beauty blender, whether I use a brush, because I do want to give these a fair try. I don't want to use a brand new product and then come on camera and say, oh my god, this brush did a horrible job at blending this out, when in reality it could be the product itself that's the issue, not necessarily the brushes. So I did want to throw that in there so that you're aware of how we're going to be testing out these brushes. So without further ado, let's go ahead and jump into the tutorial. Alright, so I did go off camera to unwrap all of these brushes, and it really sucked, let me tell you, because it is hot in here with all these lights. But we got through it. I did not want to touch these brushes until I was back on camera so that I could tell you offhand my first thoughts and opinions. I do see here, I don't know if the camera's gonna pick it up or not, but there are like little scraggly like hairs that I can't help but notice. This is a brand new brush that was just taken out of the packaging. I'm trying to like brush the hair back into the brush because it has these like little scragglies here. I don't know if you can see, but I mean there's only a couple, so okay, so far so good. Okay, these are pretty soft. She has an angled contour brush, a deluxe pointed contour brush, a round contour brush. Ooh, you try saying that 3 times fast. I don't know, in my opinion, I'm already really not starting to like it because some of these are just unnecessary to me. These brushes, honestly, to me just feel like cheap. And while some of these handles are a little bit heavier than others, to me the bristles just feel like too soft. I will say that comparing them to my other crown brushes that I have used, some of these like I love, and I don't mind that they kind of scratch my eye because I didn't pay that much for them and they get the job done at the end of the day. These do feel soft on the eye. I just don't know, like, to be fair, they feel soft, but I just don't know, to be fair, if they're gonna perform and if I'm gonna be able to get like any precision with these. Alrighty, so just before we jump into using these brushes, I'm gonna go ahead and read off to you the name and the number so we know what each brush does.
Starting off with the Y6 synthetic flat top kabuki brush, is used to blend out foundation for a flawless airbrush look. Now moving right along to the Morphe M536. This brush was actually developed by Laura herself, featuring synthetic hair. It's used to blend out concealer. Moving along, next we have the Morphe E4, which is a synthetic hair brush, and it's used for soft application of blush to the apples of the cheek. Next we have the R14, comprised of natural hairs. Laura loves this to contour and also bronze up her face. Next we have the Y11, which is a synthetic hair brush, and it is great for packing on and applying powders, also great for contour. Next we have my favorite, which is the R36, made up of natural hairs, and this is a precision pointed highlighter brush that's great to target the areas that you want your bling to shine most. I actually prefer this over a fan brush and think it is awesome that it is included in this kit. Moving along to the eye brushes, this is the M573 featuring natural hairs. It is a fluffy blender, great for diffusing out your transition shade so that you can give a nice gradients to your eye look. Up next we have the R39, which is a natural hair brush used to blend out the crease while still giving you controlled precision over your blending. Moving right along to the E36 synthetic hair brush. This is a pencil brush, great for applying color to the inner corner of your eye, and also underneath your brow bone. Second to last, we have the M421, which is a synthetic hair brush, great for applying shadow pigments on top of your lid, as well as carving out your brows or creating a cut crease. Last but not least, we have the M250-1, which is a synthetic hair brush for applying liner. Yes, girl, this is best to be used with gel liner to create that sharp wing.
Paint the skies, all because of you. Dripping lights, paint the skies, only you. So alive.
So now the challenge is, will I be able to create a full look just using the Morphe brushes? Keep on watching. The brush is densely packed. The only issue I'm having so far with the coverage is that I feel like I'm using a ton of product and the brush is soaking it up. The brush is still wet, but I'm not getting enough coverage from what I have on it. And I am using a BB cream mixed in with the foundation because that's kind of like my go-to these days, especially if I'm not going anywhere. I would say maybe dot the foundation with your fingers first and then use the brush to kind of go in and buff it. I find that it's less streaky. Foundation comes out much nicer if you just kind of stipple and then go back and kind of go in with a swiping motion to make sure that you've blended everything nice and evenly. In all honesty, like I am not trying to be shady. I want these brushes to work, you guys. I spent $55 on them. I'm not a Morphe hater, I swear. But I am gonna give you like my honest thoughts and opinions. Y6, you're not bad. You're not bad. Now I'm trying to go in with a powder brush so that I can set my face and get started on my bronze and blush and everything else. But there isn't like a big brush for that. I only have contour brushes and that's pretty much it, which are these bigger guys over here. We've got a tapered one, a round one, a precise one, all of the brushes you could ever need. And then this is like the angle contoured. Like, come on sis, we have 4 brushes for contouring, but you couldn't give me a fluffy brush to set my foundation and powder. So I guess I'm just gonna go in with the under eye bullet to set under my eyes. I'm gonna go in with some rice powder. Alright, this is soft. I'm not gonna set like my whole face anyway, so that's okay. I'm just gonna set around my T-zone where I mainly get oily and on my forehead, just really lightly here. So my makeup's looking good. I'm not mad. My setting powder looks really, really good. Now I'm going to be going in with my big powder brush and I'm going to be going into my Super BB Insta Trio filter thing that has a really long name, but I like this, you guys. I filmed a video where I talked about Physicians Formula products like the foundation, the primer, so stay tuned for that. And I was really happy with this powder in combination with like 2 other setting ones. Like Physicians Formula is also one of those brands that came out with like a bunch of different collections, and some of these are just like, you don't need all of them, but this had such a healthy glow. Like I literally feel like I'm wearing a filter. Like people probably thought like I airbrushed my picture yesterday, and it's like, no, it's just this powder. This powder, in my opinion, is just amazing. I love it. I love this. And the Moroccan Oil translucent powder. So I'm going to go ahead and put some of that, even though I can't stand the smell of this thing, to save my life. Alright, so let's see. Where are we going to go in next? With my Physicians Formula Contour Kit. I'm loving this so far. In the E4. It's soft. The brush is soft, but just like I thought, when you compare it to my Real Techniques brush that's meant for contouring and sculpting, it's a lot more dense because it's going to give you precision of where you want to place it. I feel like this angle like is a good idea, but I mean in theory it's not really doing anything for me. So I'm going to go in with the more warm contour shade just so I can see if this is even depositing any product, because I know, again, these are products that I've been using, that I love, that I know work. Because I don't want to talk shit about these brushes. I really don't, fam. These YouTubers think that people like honestly just want to like hate on them for no reason and want to come after their coin, and it's like, no, if something doesn't work, why would we lie about it? I'm not really loving this brush. To me, that's a dud. Next. And I honestly don't know what I would use these for. I guess I could use this one for blush. Like I said, I'm not really going anywhere, so it's not a big deal if this doesn't, you know, really perform. It's doing an okay job. I'm not gonna hate on it completely. Going in with Milani's Luminoso and still using the E4.
Open eye, feel the waves cut through me, hypnotized by the sounds I'm breathing in. Hold tight, chemicals.
I do like that this is angled to where you can use it around your nose to lightly dust some color on there for some definition. Okay, we're looking okay. We're looking alright. R36, which is like the dense highlight brush. I'm gonna go in with my shimmery strobing booster bronzer trio. I'm gonna go into this golden shade right here and the white one. Ooh, yeah, these are powdery, so that has nothing to do with the brush. Ooh. Oh boy, these are really strong. The strobe is strong. The strobe game is strong. Yes. You know what though? This is probably gonna be like the saving grace of this video. Like, I've been on a hunt for like a really nice highlight brush, and this one, so far so good. The eye brushes. Now we're moving on to eyes. We have the M573 in the R39. These are mainly going to work for the crease, meaning that I'm going to have to supply my own brushes for my lid. For today's eye look, I'm going to be using one of my favorite palettes, which is the Peanut Butter and Jelly palette by Too Faced Cosmetics. Can we just take a second to appreciate the beauty of this palette? Now the moment of truth where we get to use these blending brushes for the crease. Do they work? We're about to find out. I'm going to be using peanut butter and nuts about you in my crease. So I'm going to go in with the big fluffy M573. And I'm going to go in with peanut butter.
Open eye, feel the waves cut through me, hypnotized.
Now going in with the R39. We're going to be going into the shade Nuts About You.
Collide, hold tight, hold tight, hold tight. Dripping lights paint the skies, all because of you. Dripping lights paint the skies, only you.
Okay, I'm not mad at these eye brushes. I think that they definitely do what they're labeled to do, like the purpose and soul creation for their being was fulfilled, at least for me today. I have to say, I didn't have a whole lot of expectations for these brushes, and they're coming through today. Now I'm gonna go ahead, because this is so flat, and also use it as like a shader, like crease brush, and kind of use it like as a flat brush to apply some of this jelly color, just to give this eye look a pop of color out here in the outer corner of our eye. And we're gonna go in with Jammin'. And then lastly, we're gonna go in back to the M573 to just diffuse this a little bit into the crease so it's not so hard. Alright, and then going back to the R39, I'm gonna go into the shade Jelly and pop this purple right here. Okay. I really like the look I was able to create using these eye brushes, I'm not gonna lie. Like, we're gonna go in with the M25-1, M250-1. So we're gonna go ahead and use the e.l.f. gel liner in a pot. This thing is like my everything. I love it. When I want black liner, this definitely comes through for me. So hopefully using this Morphe brush, it'll come through for me today. Alright, now let's pray to the gods that the other wing even closely resembles this one.
I'm breathing in. Hold tight, chemicals collide. Hold tight, hold tight, hold tight.
I mean, I don't feel like I needed that brush. I didn't feel like it was any different than any of the brushes that I've used for eyeliner before. For reference, I've used Equal Tools and the Real Technique brushes, and I felt like I spent more time doing my eyeliner today and holding my breath than I would have normally spent with the other one. I also felt like, for some reason, I had to use more product than I usually do. This turned out pretty good. Now for my final thoughts. For the price tag, I think the brushes are good. So do I think this collection was a flop? Not necessarily. Do I think you need every single brush? No, I wasn't able to create a whole look using these brushes. Like I said, the eye brushes were nice. I didn't find myself reaching for the extra 2 contour brushes. I think that she could have knocked down the price a little bit to make it more affordable. If you're on the market and don't have a lot of brushes in your collection, or you're building a collection, it would be really nice to have a big powder brush and she gave you a foundation one, so it would have been nice to have an all-around face powder brush instead of the 3 or 4 unnecessary ones that I've already said that we could do without. So that's it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed today's content. If you did, please like my video and subscribe. It would mean so much to me. And if you could leave me a comment with your feedback down below, I'd appreciate that, as well, as I love constructive criticism. So feel free to share your thoughts down below in the comment section. Until next time, I'll see you in the next video.